out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, presenting the undisputed
What's up,
RHB
guys? Welcome
champion,
to
the King,
Matthew
Matthew Kline Kader.
This podcast is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. I've had aspirations of starting a podcast like this with this co-host. And the name of this podcast is Just a Little Shallow Podcast. And we're going to get into the shallow name. How did that name start? And it's going to be fun. We're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about everything. It's going to be fun. But today it's just going to be about you guys learning more about, I think a lot of my fans, they know who Matthew Kline Kader is, but you don't know who Matthew Kader, the person, is, because, I've done a lot of stuff out there on the internet, and this is going to be really personal, this podcast, because I want to impact people, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And I want to introduce somebody that I love so much. She's my best friend. She's the most beautiful woman in the world. I'm her number one fan. And I'm not going to give her a last name because I want her to have my last name. So I'm going to introduce her as Heather Marie. And here she is. Welcome to the show, baby.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
She's a little nervous. She's never really done anything like this, but I had to talk her into it. And but yeah, so babe, let's just start from the beginning, okay? So we've known each other since 2005, right?
Yes.
So we met February 15th, 2005. We started talking on MySpace, and I don't remember how I found you on
I
there.
remember.
How?
Should I say my friend's name or not?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
I don't
Yeah.
think I should say her name. Anyways, me and a friend that are not friends anymore posted that we want to go to sushi, and we were just like, "Who wants to take us?"
Oh, that's
Whatever.
right. Yeah.
And you were like the first one to respond.
I remember now.
So we're like, "You're the lucky winner."
And so you had that time, like, was your hair black or is it brown? It was black,
No, it
right?
was like black. Well,
Yeah.
it was very dark brown, but it was
Yeah, and I tend to go for blondes. I love blondes, and it was really weird that I liked this black-haired chick, but she was so hot. Like her picture,
Well, the face is still the same.
yeah,
So.
the face is the same, but she just looks so amazing in that picture. And I know the picture. I have the picture on my computer. So, but okay. So I reached out. Yeah, I accepted. What was it, like a bulletin, right? Remember how MySpace was like you
Oh, is
post a
that what it
bulletin?
was?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Probably.
And then I had a friend, and then I got a friend, and we went on a double date. And I never had gone to sushi. That was the first time sushi. I hated fish, like raw fish. Like when you think of sushi, you're just thinking of raw. You would think it's like a live fish, you're gonna eat it. That's what I thought sushi was, but I didn't care. I was like, I want to meet this girl. I was like super excited, and I'm very picky, and I never I did. It's just I wouldn't do that. Like I don't like to just go take some random girl out like that and double date. It's still rare. Like I can count how many times I've done that.
There's so many things.
But say it. What do you want
No,
to say?
it's fine.
Baby, this is our show. What do you want to say?
No,
Say what you want to say. Babe,
go on.
I want this to be real. This is me and you
No,
talking.
it's
Forget
fine.
about the
It's
camera. What do you
fine.
want to say? Tell me. What?
Now I
You're
don't
horny?
remember. No, that's not what I was
Okay.
gonna say.
So I went and picked up a friend. She got her friend. We went to the sushi place. Do you remember the name of the sushi place?
No, but it was at Triangle Square on the bottom.
Okay.
It's still there. It's just a different name now.
All right. So we went there, and I had sushi for the first time. It was amazing. I'm obsessed with sushi now. We go to sushi all the time.
You're welcome.
And yeah, you are the innovator of that. So it was good. And I know you want to tell your little story of what I was
It's not a
doing.
little
Yeah.
story.
Okay. So what
It's
did I
the
do?
story.
So what
It's
did I
what
do?
happened.
Okay. What did I do?
Okay, so you're like just flirting, being whatever, but you kept being on your phone, and I was like, that's so annoying because like you should be paying attention to me.
Mm.
And then when the check comes and everything's done, you're like whispering on the phone, like, "Baby, do you want me to bring you home food?" And I'm like, "Did you really just say that like out loud? Like, are you on the phone with another girl right now?" And you're like, "It's my mom." I'm like, "Dude, who calls their mom baby?"
You're right.
And you still have not ever said who you're talking to.
I honestly don't remember. But yeah, and then you got pissed or whatever.
I didn't get pissed. I was just like, this guy's such a like idiot. Because
Yeah.
you're trying to like do two things at
Mhm.
the same time, and now you know better
Right.
because I'm like an investigator. But before you didn't know anything, so you're just like, how did she hear that? Like, why is she paying attention? I'm like, I hear everything and I see everything.
All right.
So then I didn't trust you off the bat.
So it ended off pretty bad. I don't even think we hugged or anything.
No, no. I was like, I hope you can bring your mom food home. Hope she likes it. So apparently you didn't want to stay home with her. You wanted to go out on a random blind date.
But okay, I remember why I did that because you know, okay,
Oh,
so
here we go.
let me give you guys some more context. I was only 21, Heather was 19. So when you're in that age, you always want to show the girl you're like a pimp. Like, I don't need you. I got plenty of girls. So it was a bad move, but I was trying to show her like, hey, I'm wanted.
Yeah, that's not hot.
No. So I'm saying like that as a young kid. So guys out there, if you're in that age group, just be careful. I mean, it worked out for me. She's still here, but it's been a
Well, how many years later? Yeah.
there's a lot of shit that happened in between. We started dating, I mean, after that, and but you were mad at me.
Because you denied it the whole,
Yeah.
like, literally, didn't you deny it? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So fast forward, and I mean, we started a relationship pretty much after that. And what was the what I'm trying to think. So the time frame between our first date and when I let you meet my mom, I think it was fairly quick. I think it was like within a
Yeah.
week
It
you
was
met
like
my mom.
terrifyingly
So
fast.
okay, so and I never bring girls to meet my mom. There's like a handful of girls that I've dated that met my mom because it's a big deal. If I introduce you to my mom, it means I really like you. And I liked her, like I said, from we're talking right when I saw her picture. And obviously when I met her, it's just like, oh yeah, she's perfect. So I was like, I'm gonna, take her to meet my mom. And I think that was the second girl that I ever took to meet my mom. So I didn't know how my mom's gonna react, but I, took her, there and told my mom. I told my mom ahead of time, like, I really like this girl and I want you to meet her. And my mom was like, okay. And she went to go meet my mom. And it was pretty brief. I think, they just said hi and a few things. And then, like, we left. And then I came back home the next day, and my mom's like, that bitch is a whore.
She did.
And I
She did.
was like, what did she do? She just said hi to you. And it's like, it really was like that brief.
Your mom's like my number one hater for sure.
No, you're not the only one. She did that too.
Mm.
But
Well, the other
anyway.
ones after me were horse.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was my mom just automatically disliked her. And yeah, so like we dated, for a while. It was on and off. And before I get, too much into, the next part of our story, I want to kind of get into something that people have been asking me for years. I get this question, and it's been difficult to ever answer it with a truthful statement, which is, how did you come up with the Shallow King name? And I've never really told this. And I told her, like, when we do the podcast, I'm going to say it. And she's like, no, you're not. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say the truth. It is what it is.
You
Why
can
am I going to
cuss?
hide it? Baby, it's our show.
Okay.
And so, so now on the record, The Shallow King name came from her. She was shallow first. She on
Well, it was Shallow Miss Taylor.
Yes,
That was
exactly.
my
Yeah.
MySpace name. And then like what didn't you do it after we like weren't even together? Then you
Yeah.
started it? Yeah. That was hilarious to
Well, you
see.
said what was my MySpace? Stallion OC.
Stallion OC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my MySpace username. And then later on, I don't even think we were together
We
when I
weren't.
did Shallow King. But I came up with the Shallow King and it just has stuck. I've tried to do different stuff. I wanted to actually change it to RHB King, but the username wasn't available. And then just like if you do Google searches Shallow King, it's always me coming up. So I'm like, now I'm stuck with it. So I
Yeah.
was like, let's just own it. And at that time, when we're 21 years old, it was fun to say I'm shallow and this and that and all about my looks and be cocky, arrogant individual. And obviously people are gonna view me in that light, but I'm way more serious now. I'm an adult, I'm a father, and I'm gonna obviously I've grown so much since then. So, but the moniker is gonna remain. Her Instagram is Shallow Queen, which is cool. Like I didn't even think about that, how simple that is. And then, I was like, oh, that's perfect, because I was trying to think of an Instagram name for her recently.
What
Because
did you pick first?
Heather's not, well, no, I was just gonna do Shallow Miss Taylor because I was just
Yeah.
thinking shallow. But I love the Shallow Queen. And also
That was my idea too.
and I want to put on the record, Heather hasn't ever done anything like this. Just it's not that she couldn't; she's just never had a desire for it, and so she's never been in the light media or doing any type of content of that nature. So this is really new, and you're doing a great job. So I just want to let you
Thank you.
know. So yeah, so that's how the Shallow name was came together, and that's why the name of this podcast is now just a little shallow podcast. And how quick did I come up with that? So I was I came out of the tanning, I was at the tanning salon, so I'm like, dude, what should we call this podcast? And I was thinking of something cute, that'll make sense. And I'm like, dude, how about just a little shallow? And I'm like, let me call her and ask her. And I called her, and you were like, yeah, that sounds good. And then I came home. Right when I came home, went on my computer for like 5 minutes, came up with the logo, and she's like, "How did you do that?"
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is cool. I'd like to try to do this on a weekly basis. We both have a lot of shit going on, but yeah, we're gonna, hopefully do it get it consistently on a weekly basis. But if we have to do it once a month just to get it going, that's what it's gonna be. But we're kind of just trying to get into the flow of things, and really that's what it's all about. So how are you feeling so far, babe?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just quiet. Well, right now I am.
So what did you want to say earlier?
Oh my God, why do you talk like
What did you want to say?
now I don't remember.
Okay, so let's talk about our dynamics.
Okay.
So when we started dating, we always had great energy with each other, great chemistry. Um, I'm gonna talk on my side, and then you can say what you want to say. But I always like enjoyed, just touching you, kissing you.
Oh my
Like
God.
it was always so amazing, and then I would feel that same energy back. And our sex was like always good. That was one
Going there.
thing.
All right. Going there. It's been 19 minutes.
And so we dated from 2005. So February 15th. So a couple days after that, we were probably the next day, like we started hanging out, even though she was pissed at me. But we were hanging out right off the bat. And so from February 15th, 05 till 2008, June of 2008, we were
Dang,
dating.
you remember the
Yeah.
month?
Yeah.
Oh,
So we were on and off. It was very inconsistent. And during that time frame, we lived together briefly. We had a tumultuous relationship, but when it was good, it was good. And when it
Yeah.
was bad, it would be really bad.
Yeah.
And obviously we were so young, we didn't understand what relationships are. We didn't understand what we had, how special it was,
Yeah.
because we hadn't dated and been in enough relationships to realize. She in 2008 got into a relationship, I got into a relationship, and this is the crazy part. The relationships we started after that were that we were with those same people since then. So from
Yeah.
2008 till 2023.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes.
March of this year, I separated from my ex, which was my former wife, which I have 2 children with. And just tell you guys, divorce is not easy. And when you have somebody on the other side that's not amicable, it makes it even more difficult. And when there's children involved, you guys out there, I don't wish that on anyone. It's not fun, but just remember your children. That's the biggest factor in divorce, is to try to always put your children first. If you have hate towards your former spouse, it's not going to resolve anything. Back to my point is that just always do good. And when I was going through my divorce, the Bible helped me, the scriptures did help me, and it was very powerful to me. And now God is a part of my life. I am going to church, and I want my 2 boys to go to church. I want us to go to church as a family. It's important.
Yeah.
In my life. And like I believe that the world needs more of that now. It's what's going on with the media, and so we can't. I always tell this to Heather. We can't control what billion-dollar corporations want to produce and try to push whatever agenda that they're trying to push. We cannot rally against them. What we can do is things like this podcast. If I can impact a certain amount of people, great. If I can impact one person, amazing. So that's the purpose of it, to be good. Stop debating. Stop debating that this politician's good, this guy sucks. Okay, that's fine. Go vote, and then whoever wins, just deal with it. But to go in and you're like, oh, you know what? Fuck Biden, fuck Trump. You know what, dude? It's like at the end of the day, be in control of your household. Because in my household, it's my views. And I don't need to tell anybody my views. It's what I want to teach my children. I'm going to teach them that. You guys aren't my children. I don't care. I'm just going to tell you, be a good person. That's it. If you want to push a certain ideology, well, just do it in your household. You're the king. I'm the king in my house. I'm not the king of the world of America. All I care about is what's going on in my household, what my woman's doing, what my kids are doing. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. So control what you can control, right?
Yes.
Crazy part, when we saw each other, it literally didn't feel like that we didn't see each other for
Yeah.
15 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it was just, yeah, we talked, we were friends on the phone, and then when I want to see her, we started like right before we started talking, it was escalating. Things were escalating in a sense of, I think we want to see how it's gonna go if we meet, if we can restart that
That
relationship
is so
on
not
that
how
level.
it happened.
Okay, so what happened?
Okay, so we're talking
Uh,
and I was hitting on you basically,
mm,
and you were shutting it down repeatedly, and I was like, this guy's
that's true.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you told me, oh, I went on Tinder, I went on these dates, I did this, I did that. And I was like, congratulations, I
Here
don't
we
care.
go.
And it's the truth. And so then, really, you're gonna touch me with your hand right now? Oh my god, I can't stand.
I keep telling you, this is our podcast. You can do whatever I want.
I know, but don't touch my your hand just near me.
Okay,
Now I
so
can't
wait, well, okay, well,
concentrate.
let's just can you
Okay,
say how
so
much you love my hand first?
yes, baby, I love his hands, his arms, everything down below, up above. Yes. But no, so he was like very like, I hate women, like all fucking crazy. And I was the same way. I was like, ew, I hate guys. I don't care. Like, you guys are all losers, liars, whatever. And so we both didn't want to date anybody, but he did date people, which I didn't care about at the time because I really didn't care. Um, and then the more that we talked, I was like, okay, we should hang out, blah, blah, blah. And you were like, no. And you kept trying to run away and kept trying to create drama.
And I did tell you, just because we were in relationships for so long, the same amount of time, and I wanted her to actually have some time to go date, because I tried to do that, during that time frame, and I wasn't obviously ready. I wasn't mentally prepared for dating and all that stuff. But I was just telling her, like, you sure you want to try to, get into it with me? Like, I'm not leaving you. I don't have my relationship with you, my friendship doesn't have contingencies.
Yeah,
Um,
but then I just wanted to have sex with you. And I was like, let's just have sex. I'm fine with that. And
but
you were scared to even do that.
yeah.
You were.
Okay, so I want to get back to the first day we met, or like saw each other,
Yep.
which, Heather lives in California. She's always lived in California, and I moved out, here in 2013. So I've been here for a long time, and I love it out here. And she was asking me before she came out here, like, oh, do you like living out there? I'm like, yes. It's like people don't know this right here, the strip. It's not Vegas is a lot more than this. Vegas is such an amazing place. I live in Henderson. The schools, I have kids, so the schools are amazing. The charter school that my son goes to, the gyms are amazing. It's so quiet. It's ironic because when you think Vegas, say, okay, everywhere must be party city. No, I've lived in the quietest communities here, and I love it. And so because we were like talking about, like, oh, would if I would move back there, or if she would move here, but we just had some conversations about that. But it was about, let's just see each other and see where things go. So we met up, and then we went to Yard House, and I just randomly took out my phone and I started kissing her. And that kiss was our first kiss in 15 years. And you would have never thought that, there was that much time that between that kiss, like when
Yeah.
you look at it.
I didn't think it was going to look that good either. I was
Yeah,
like, oh.
let's play that video of us kissing real quick.
All the wicked ways the people showed us. When evil came away and made us so rough. Whenever I was down and trying to go nuts, cause with other people there was no trust. You were right beside me, ready to load up.
Oh, you like that? So that was my camera work there. And
Oh.
that got the most engagement on my Instagram in the last 30 days. And I guess people see our chemistry, and we always talk about this, about how we always had that desire in the relationships that we were in. Heather wanted, she has kids. I have kids. We were with the same people for the same amount of time, 15 years. We want to make those relationships work. But when you're not with a partner that doesn't practice the same ideologies of you, you can't force someone to be something they're not. So we've always been envious of the people that have what we have. And it's cool now because everybody's uh, engaging with us, men and women, because they love our dynamic. It's because I'm sure now there's people that are hoping they find their partner, and I believe that she is my twin flame. We are so identical in so many ways. We like the same foods. We love sushi. We like the same type of sushi. Salmon. We order the same stuff. We go to a sushi restaurant. We drink alcohol. We like vodka Red Bull. We like the same beer. We get Coors Light. Um, what else? I mean, when we have sex, it's like the craziest sex ever, where I swear to God, the amount of sex I've had with her in 2 weeks is more than I had in the last 3 years with my wife. So that's the dynamic, and it's like we don't get tired of each other. It's like better and better each time, and I'm extremely passionate. So I'm not about that Tinder world. I can't get off. I don't care. I've had beautiful women, and you can bring me 500 beautiful women, but if we don't have passion, it doesn't mean shit to me.
Oh.
So we've been talking about doing an OnlyFans.
You did not tell me you were going to say that. Okay.
So we actually like recorded some stuff privately, obviously. And it's just
Apparently not. Apparently
well, it's not
not.
like we showed it.
No, I know.
So we recorded some stuff privately, and it's just so good. And I'm just like, how does the world, like, we're robbing the world from not sharing this with them.
Yeah, I would never normally do anything like that, but it just feels like natural with you, which is weird to say.
Yeah, I'm totally against that stuff. That's the ironic part, because just a couple months ago, I was like, dude, I'm sick of seeing people doing this stuff. But I don't know. Then when we do it, I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but there's this like brainless, you're
Yeah,
shaking the table.
exactly.
There's
Oh,
this like brainless like sex or nudity or whatever, but ours is like romantic and like hot, and like I think people want to see it. Because like I said, I have pictures and videos of you and I on my Instagram, and they've gotten more likes and comments than anything else on my page, which is crazy to me. Like more guys that follow me like the content of us together as opposed to like a selfie of me by myself.
Okay, so this is a great story that I really want to tell on this podcast, and oh my God, I can't wait to tell this story. Okay,
What?
we have so many stories. I don't even know what I'm thinking about talking for. There's like a billion stories I want to tell. Okay, so I'll give you guys a story. Heather was living in Tustin with some guy.
A roommate, just a friend.
Yes. And it was a nice apartment. And I don't know, she was paying rent. I don't know, whatever.
Why does that matter?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to give like an outlook here on what's going on. All right, was he letting you live there for free? I don't know.
Wait,
no,
are we
he
talking
was.
about Sean?
Yes.
Sean's place or the other place?
Yes, he was letting.
Oh,
you live
Sean,
there for
of course,
free.
yeah.
Okay,
Sean, yeah, free.
So he was like a real cool friend. He had money. Obviously, he wants to have a hot roommate, a friend, whatever.
Well, his mom and dad were paying for the
Okay.
place, so then I just was a roommate. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like he paid for it.
So fast forward, I used to go there all the time, and we would go out. So it's not like he didn't know anything about me, and I would take her to dinner and drop her home. I would stay there plenty of times. I stayed over there, and I don't know what happened this one day that we were. So we went out to eat. Me and Heather always went to. It's always sushi, and then we go back to her place. We drink. And you can figure out like what's gonna happen after that. But so we came back, we're drinking, we're having sex, and I don't think you had a lock on your door, did you?
No.
Okay, so there was no lock on the door, and someone just opens the door straight up, and it's like wide open, and it's this guy Sean, her roommate, and he's holding a bouquet of roses. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like on top of her, and I look back like, what's going on here? And then he's like, oh, and then he closes the door, and then she goes, fuck, you're gonna make me fucking have to pay rent now. Oh my God, dude, I was so like dying laughing.
I think we had to. I think I had to move out like a couple
so
weeks
pretty
after that.
quickly after that, she got the boot, but it didn't make sense because I don't know if he thought, oh, I'm just her friend, or like,
No,
bro, I was there all the time. Like,
he knew that I was like dating you, whatever, but he was like in love with me, but he was just like my little chubby friend. Sorry, Sean. And I don't know.
that was funny. But
I think he just had something like
you're
an
gonna
idea,
make me pay rent. You're gonna pay the rent. Like it was just too funny.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna talk about Tim.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's my next story. And during the same time frame, Heather is synonymous for any guys that want to take her out to eat. she's going to get sushi out of you. Now, if you have enough game, if you can get her to the next level, it can go to the next level. But you need to have an extreme level of game. And that's why the king is here and she's my queen, okay? Because you know what? The physical part is one aspect. It's like a book, right? You see a beautiful book, you're like, let me look at that book. Okay, but if you start reading the book and it's bullshit, you're going to throw the book away. So it's not that there's a problem, for her to get somebody extremely good looking, me to get someone extremely good looking, but there's levels. And some dudes just think if they can, this guy looked like a goofball to me, but some dudes, maybe he has somewhat of an appearance, he worked out, whatever at the time. And she was like, okay, we'll go out for sushi, right? So she went out to sushi with him. And he was such a dweeb, a goofball, that after they had sushi, she's texting me and saying, come over. So I'm like, she didn't tell me.
I said, I had dinner.
Yeah.
You can come over.
Exactly. Now. So she didn't tell me she went out with someone or what the situation. She just said, I said, cool. Yeah, I'll come over. So I come over, and as it was like perfect. She's such like, this chick is like such a little genius. Like she does this like strategically. So she, whatever the time was, because she knows where I live and where I am. So she's like completely figured this out. And, so they're leaving and I'm heading there and they're coming to he's dropping her off. So as he's coming, I'm pulling in and I literally see her in the passenger. I'm like, what is going on here? Who's this goofball? So she comes in and they park, I park, I'm coming up the stairs and they're coming in literally at the same time. And somehow she, got rid of him. And then she came upstairs and I said, who is that? And she's like, oh, and just a friend I went to have sushi with. I was like, oh, okay. And like we were going back into her room. And this dude suddenly came back upstairs. And I don't know if he saw me get in or what it was. I'm sure he did, because like we literally got there at the same exact time.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. She's such a genius at creating this fucking situation, because she wanted him to see me take her upstairs, because she wanted to get rid of him. And so he comes back upstairs, he's knocking on the door, and I'm like, the fuck? So she's like, just sit right there. And I'm like, okay. And she knows how I am. Like,
but I said sit right there, like sit on the couch, so when I open the door, he can see you. Not like go hide in my room.
No. Yeah. I was sitting. I could see you guys. Yeah. You said sit on the couch, and I got it. And I said, okay. Yeah. So I was just chilling. I was just like that, sitting back. And she opens the door half open where I can see him and I can fully hear everything. And he's like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. And she's like, well, are you sure? And she's like, I'm good. And he's like, okay. And then he closed the door. And
I had to close the door on him. He was like standing in the doorway,
this guy
literally trying
go.
to like lean in. And I'm like, is this guy for real?
Yeah, and he was like, he worked out, so he's like, thinks he's all like buff and shit. Like, bro, I don't give a shit how buff you are. It's like, gross. Dude, I'm buff too, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's go, baby. So this dude, like, that's it. That was my only interaction with this guy. I never said anything to him. Even in that moment, I didn't care. Like, bro, you took my girl out to sushi. Thank you. I appreciate you. You saved me some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't hating on you. Like, can you take her again tomorrow? And I'll just come for the good stuff. I just come for dessert, So save me like $80. So I didn't actually have any animosity towards the guy.
Yeah.
So fast forward, all these years later, I'm on her Instagram and this guy's leaving comments on there. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, where did you come from? Like, and he's like, oh my God, remember that night we hung out? And he's putting like a winking emoji and shit. Like, bro, yeah, I remember all that shit. Like, you brought her home and I took care of her. You know what I'm saying? And so like, that's what I was thinking in my head. And I told Heather, I'm like, dude, this guy seriously like, how does he even like know your Instagram? Like, you've been with someone for all these years. Like, where did this guy, how is he still falling? To me, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
And then I didn't say anything to him until we started just dating, just a couple weeks ago. And I just put after that comment that I saw, I just put literally a laughing emoji. That's it, because that's what I think about him.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say. You're a joke, and it was funny. And now I'm gonna give your shine, Tim Rock and Roller, and we'll put your little Instagram here, make you famous real quick, since you want to talk all this shit. So I put the laughing emoji, and then he starts going ham on me. He starts talking all types of shit. You did this, you did that, blah blah blah. It doesn't know shit about me. I never, unless he was talking about some videos that I had playing basketball and football.
Well, he was talking about a video you posted like years ago.
Yeah, like
so he had
school,
obviously been following you for a very long time.
Yeah, so he's keeping tabs on me. I don't know about anything about him, and he looked pretty rough. The guy hasn't aged good. Yeah, even the muscles are gone. So, but yeah, so he started talking all this shit to me, and then I was like, you know what, bro? I'm not the one. Here, I'm in Vegas. I've already gone through this stuff with UFC fighters want to fight me, and it's like, bro, I ain't hard to find. So it I gave him like 3 comments, and I said, that's it. I'm not a keyboard warrior. And of course, what did he do? He blocked me. Yeah. Also, he insulted her, and because he was mad and jealous. Yeah, but he was literally DM the hell out of her before that, trying to get a date. So just that guys, don't be that guy. Like, if you want to get a hot chick, you can't get them, move on. Because now you look stupid. Like the guy now, look, he's getting blasted right now on this podcast. And I was keep telling him, I was like, dude, I can't wait to put this guy on blast and give him his 5 minutes of fame, and that's it. But yeah, so that was a pretty funny situation. Yeah. But me and Heather have had a lot of funny situations, stories. There was another time where, she was so obsessed with me. Okay, so we broke up, and she literally moved into the same complex and community as me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, she lived like down the block from me. Like, she was right there. I could see her from my place.
You think that's why I moved there?
So why'd you move there?
The guy needed a roommate, I thought.
Such a coincidence.
I don't know. I could have sworn
in the whole Orange County. You moved right. Not just did you move there, but you're like right next to my fucking place. Like on the same block. Yeah. So it's okay, baby.
It was a happy coincidence.
Okay too, baby. So and this is a time where our relationship was always on and off. There was never consistency. Yeah. And we would break up. I would fuck somebody else. She's fucking somebody else.
Well, that was our problem, though. We could always just get someone else. So then we always were like, whatever, I'm going to go do this.
And I honestly wouldn't change anything. And I really will tell this to anybody in their 20s. Like, have fun, date, get that experience. See what's out there, because the people that get married when they're young, when they get married in their 20s, then they're in their 40s, they're having midlife crisis because they didn't do anything like that, So I feel it's important to have fun. Then, you have kids, you want to settle down. That should be the right course of action. But when she moved next to me and we're on and off, now I'm always looking over there. I'm like, even if I'm not with her, I'm like, what's going on over there? I want to see what the hell she's doing, And then, like, where'd she go? Where's her car? So she's psycho about me. I'm psycho the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a psycho. This is what makes us who we are. We have this psycho energy towards each other. So even if we weren't together, we're keeping tabs on what's going on. And so one night, she didn't even remember this. I was talking to her about this the other day. One night, I seen this dude come a couple times, and I even remember his car. Didn't he have a white truck?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this dude, he has a white truck, and I always see this white truck, and she's coming out. I'm like, dude, the fuck is this guy? And so I'm like, always now I'm like watching like when this white truck's there. So I see like one time this white truck's there, and it's like late at night. Like, all right, okay. So I go up, and they're on the second floor. So it's like apartments, and I climb from the first floor up to the second floor, and I'm trying to get into the fucking apartment, and I can't get in. So then I jump out, and I'm pounding on the door, and I know they're in there. I'm like, fucking open the door, and nobody's opening the door. And
why would we open the door?
And I'm sure she loved it. She loved making me go crazy. So again, most of my crazy ex-boyfriend go over there. Don't open it. So that And dude, dude, I can remember so many crazy.
What about
things.
all the stuff you did with girls?
Okay,
You know, you're dropping
not saying
bombs like
anything.
on me, like
Okay, what?
Heather fucked this guy. She went to sushi with this guy. It's like, what about all the shit you did? Oh yeah, now you're gonna kiss me. Yeah, sounds about right. I don't know. I didn't really argue with any girls.
Okay,
though.
so I'll tell.
I just
you.
kept catching things.
So there's this one funny story. So there's this chick. Her name's Lonnie.
Who is now homeless.
Okay, so Lonnie was a really good looking chick. She did like adult content at that time, and she was a stripper. And she actually later on, after all this, she married Jeremy Jackson, and I'm cool with Jeremy. What up, Jeremy? And so she, so this was obviously, but like very early stages. Me and her were obviously on and off, and I hung out with her a couple times. And so me and Heather were together. We'd always go to Newport or Huntington. We hit up the bars.
Yeah, but first I saw on your phone, we were literally making out and your phone lit up with a text message. And she's like, come see me at the club. I'm sorry you're like so sad about your girlfriend or whatever, because me and you had always been on and off and fighting. And so you're texting this dumb stripper, basically. About me, and she's like, oh, I'll come take care of you, come to the club. I'm like, ew, what a loser. Like, really? And then we go out. Oh, sorry, I keep being the mic. It wasn't 4th of July, was it?
I don't know.
I don't think it was.
It was
4th
a
of July.
summertime, obviously.
Yeah.
We were
No, but we're at Sharky's in Huntington Beach.
No, Newport.
It was not Newport. It was
Main Street, you're right.
Thank you. Anyways, so we're there and I see her and she's talking to me. She says hi to him and he acts out of fucking pocket. Like he's so scared and like he doesn't know what to do. And I'm like, I'm not going to flip out, but why are you acting like you're doing it right now? You're literally shaking right now. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Anyways, such a weirdo. So I was getting pissed off because I was like, why are you trying to act like you're scared that she sees us together and then you're scared that like we're together and we're seeing her? And I was like, what does this chick have over you that you're so like, oh, like just so dumb? And she was the biggest slut, the biggest. Like she had kissed and flashed her boobs that whole fucking day. Basically, me and him got in a fight because you're being an idiot. And you weren't like, this is my girlfriend in front of her. You were very like, oh, hi, being all nice. And I'm like, no, you're not going to be nice to her. And like all this shit, you're either going to be a dick to her and say you're with me and tell her to fuck off, or I'm going to tell you to fuck off. So I ended up telling you to fuck off and you left. And then my drunk ass ended up hanging out with her all day because I didn't know what else to do. And why am I too loud?
No, your face. I want.
Oh, so anyways, I hung. Okay, so shit, what was I saying? I don't even know.
You were saying I didn't. Like, well, okay,
no, yeah, you were just acting weird. So then I got mad at you, and then you like took off, and I was like, whatever. And then I was like, I don't know. I'm in Huntington. I'll just hang out for the rest of the day.
Two sides to every story.
Oh.
And my story is completely different.
So
she, I don't recall. It's possible that I could have not.
He's very forgetful when he does stuff that's not right.
I just get nervous in those situations because I obviously was hooking up with this girl and I'm with my girlfriend and I'm like, maybe I manifested something into happening with that energy. Obviously, catch 22, if it happened again, I'd completely handle that way differently. But in that moment, I probably pissed her off, which I did. Lonnie goes to the bathroom, Heather goes to their bathroom, and I'm like waiting, I'm sitting there, and they come out together, and then Heather walks past me.
Because girls talk.
Yeah. So then I
asked her when the last time she hooked up with you was.
Walks past me, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then I'm like, babe, come here. And she's like, no, fuck you. And I'm like, all right. And so I literally got left at the bar.
Yeah.
And then after that, years later, she started dating Jeremy Jackson.
Why are we fucking talking about her? We're cutting this part out.
Well, no, because I want to tell the story about her. It's interesting.
We're actually leave this in.
Yeah.
Leave this in. Leave this in because listen, when you talked about Tim, Josh, Sean, anybody, we never said what they did, where they lived, what they looked like, who they then married. You're literally talking about this bitch. She's homeless. She's fucking homeless now, guys. She's on drugs and homeless. And Jeremy Jackson had to get like a restraining order or something on her. Like she was a psychopath. So the fact that he's like, she was a stripper. She did porn, adult film. Shut the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? You're giving her so much fucking airtime. It's ridiculous. This is not me being jealous. This is just me like being irritated as fuck. Right?
Like, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Heather that I wanted. There you go. She's finally breaking in here. Yeah. So anyways, yes, my point was I was trying to tell the story that now she's homeless and she looks like shit, but she's
how sad. And guess what, you guys? He's still following her on Instagram. Yeah, keep laughing about it. Yeah, like a loser. He's following her page from fucking 10 years ago. And I told him, how many times have I told you?
She said this so many times.
I said unfollow her, first of all, because we both agreed that we were going to unfollow anybody we ever dated before, because we don't want to have drama, whatever, no disrespect. And anybody I dated, I have already unfollowed. And I didn't, and I'm just like, you're still following this bitch? And again, she's fucking homeless. She has like missing teeth. Like I can't.
Okay, look. So just for the record, because you said I don't even think about it.
Give me your phone. No, give me your phone.
Oh, what?
Just give me your phone. You're so weird. Like I can't. Why is your phone not clicking? Relax. This guy. There you go, baby. Wait, have we only really been hanging out for 2 weeks?
Yeah, babe.
That's crazy. Because it feels like we've been living together forever.
Yeah, so
which is wild.
Yeah, she's been like busting my balls about following her, and every time she tells me,
oh my God, I have not been consistently busting your balls. I brought it up however long ago, and then now we're talking about it again because we're talking about it, and look, you were still following her, so I had every reason to say something.
Okay.
So sad.
So yeah, so do you want me to go through who you're following and make sure none of those dweebs I mentioned are still on your follow list?
I'm not following people; they're following me, though. Do you want me to block them?
No. I'm not that weird. I want them to see it.
Yeah, I think it's like, who cares?
Because nobody else is gonna get that pussy. So let's make it pretty clear.
Okie dokie. Oh, my stomach just growled.
Oh, you hungry? So, when we first got in here, she's like, "Can I get a beer real quick?" I'm like, "No, you're not getting.
I'm
a beer.
thirsty.
Drink water.
I'm
you
thirsty.
Don't drink beer. You're just telling me why I don't drink water. Now you're drinking beer to quench your thirst."
Yes, yeah. Coors Light is water with a little bit of alcohol in it. It's a good time.
Okay, why don't you give like some tips to? Oh wait. Now,
my face.
Wait, can I disclose something?
I mean, why not?
Okay. So are we just going to be like open here and say whatever we want to say?
I thought that's what we were doing.
No, I just want to make sure. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Now I'm nervous. What?
So, wait, before she came down, we were like sexting a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
And I would be sending, we would be sending each other like little gifts, sex gifts.
Don't hack into our phones, people.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to get stuff off our phones now that you said that. You know, people do that, right?
Babe, chill. No one's doing that.
They hack into people's phones.
So, so we were sending like hot, like sex gifts, and I would literally send her this gift, and it would just be about the position. Like, say it was like they're 69, like, oh, that we got to do that. And I literally, as I'm sending it, would be typing out the next sentence, which would be, if we would be doing this, it would be 10 times hotter than these people. They're not even fucking hot. And as I'm typing that, she's writing the same thing and sending it. I'm like, what the hell? How do, like, it just is we do shit like that all the time. And that's, it's crazy, you know? And so, okay, one of the things I was sending her, because she's a freak and I'm a freak. And I'm not used to that freak level, that I have. I don't think I've ever had that. And so I'm sending her this. I saw this GIF, and it was like the dude was like spitting into the girl's mouth, and I thought that was hot. So I'm
No, but
like,
I said the spitting thing before you sent that to me.
did you? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I said
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
text message. It was like 2 weeks before that. I sent you something like, I'd even let you spit in my mouth or
Yeah,
something. And you were
then
like, what
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
And then you found the GIF later and sent it to me. And I was like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so but it's just like things like that. We're always on like we align on everything. And if you guys ever meet someone like that you align with on, personal level, sexual level, and dude, that's it. That's the person. I believe there's only one person on the planet that you're gonna align like that with.
Well, there only can be one.
Yeah, and and she's been at my house, and it's crazy. Like she was coming in, she's like organizing everything for me and putting things away and cleaning up after herself, cleaning up after my shit. I just moved because of my divorce. I moved out of a house, and so a lot of my stuff was all over the place. And um I just was like, dude, you're, amazing. Like I just felt so complete with her being with me, and this I can't even fathom a life without her. Like it's not even possible. But like I said, it's just when you have all these variables hitting, it's amazing. And even back in the day when we were together, when we would kiss, do you remember that time when I dropped you off at your mom's house and we like made out, and I'm like, I don't know why I see fireworks every time I'm kissing you. So it's always been like
when we
that.
kiss, it feels
Yeah,
like sex.
yeah, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, last night it was like, oh my God. And Heather, so when I say Heather's a freak, she's a freak. And she
Too hot for YouTube. Watch the entire podcast on OnlyFans.
Yeah, because we're going to a show tonight. I surprised her with tickets for I don't know this comedian. Her name is Heather McDonald. And Heather really
Don't say you don't know her.
Well, I don't.
We know
it's
you,
true.
Heather. Don't worry.
Yes.
That's not
I
nice.
don't You're the only Heather I need to know, baby.
Okay, baby.
So I got her tickets, so I'm taking her. This is something that she's actually been wanting to go to for a while now, because she had told me that she's been trying to go to this.
Well, I tried to go twice. The first time I tried to go, my friend canceled on me. So then I asked other people and it just didn't work out. And then the second time I went, I had bought tickets in advance and I ended up having surgery. And I thought, oh, I'll be better by then, but I wasn't. And so then I didn't get to go again. So now this is like the third time trying to see Heather in person.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm not familiar. I haven't even watched any of her content, so I don't even know what it's
Again,
about.
that sounds mean.
Oh, babe, I'm just telling the truth. I did it for you, and I spent a
I
lot
watch
of money
Juicy
on
Scoop
this.
Tuesdays and Thursdays when it airs. It's my favorite podcast. It is. It's the best.
And it's fun to do those type of things for someone when they appreciate it. She didn't ask me for it. I did it because I wanted to, and I'm sure she cares about me and she loves me. She doesn't want me to spend the money on it, but to make her happy, I don't care. It makes me happy to do something like that. So that's when guys, when you got the real one and they don't expect things from you, you want to give things to them, because it's not like, oh, do this for me and do that. And because the world we live in now, these bitches just want to get paid all the time, and they want to have they want to get paid, and then they'll give you sex, so right.
You don't want to pay me for sex? I'm kidding.
A lot today, and I'm looking forward to structuring the podcast. We'll have actual topics moving forward, but today was I wanted to be kind of loose, because Heather's not doesn't do these type of things. I've been making content for years. I do interviews and podcasts, and I'm very comfortable in this environment, and I love it. And
yes, he loves attention.
And for her to do this, to have the courage to just come in, it's a big deal to me. And she's done an amazing job. Like, it's perfect for someone who's never done this. You did a great job. Do you got anything else you want to say, baby?
No.
Well, I just want to tell you that I'm so happy that we're doing this. And I love you so much. You're beautiful. You're perfect. I'm your number one fan, your number one supporter, and you're the best. And
No, baby.
everything's just going to keep going up from here. Let me just give you one kiss before we go.
It's 2020 and all I see is a bunch of beta males. The only alpha male left is Matthew Kline, Kader.
All right, guys. So we'll see you on the next episode. That's a wrap.
I'm sick of seeing these fucking pussy on social media, walking around acting tough, doing shit, bitch. I'm fucking USA. You disrespecting my flag. I'm USA.